Welcome back to Insider Weekly. Guys, let's talk about what's going on this coming weekend. I think the NCHC series at the Ralph should be interesting, Brad, and the fact that North Dakota went to Colorado College and they had a new head coach and getting things together, and really I don't think played very well.
No.
North Dakota did, but this is CC teams, won 2 of their last 3, I think, including wins over a good Connecticut team, a good Nebraska-Omaha team. Be a little different than it was out in the Springs earlier, don't you think?
I think it will be. I think they had a lot of guys in new spots, to start the year. They lost guys like Alexander Krushelnyski did so much for them, and a lot of guys filling in different spots, and it takes some time, but they have a real good defensive core. I think we saw that out there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Slavin is legit. I think he's probably will play in the NHL someday, and UND's just got to try to take care of business again, because it is going to be an improved team. It's not your typical last place in the league type team, but it is the team that is going to finish last in the NCHC, and you need to get the wins out of this if you're going to win the league.
They may possibly get some injured players back, maybe St. Clair this weekend. If that happened, they could put Tucker Pullman back in the back line if they want to do that.
Yeah, that's another question.
The 6 that have been playing there have done pretty darn well.
They have, and Tucker Pullman's added something up front for them too. So a lot of difficult decisions will have to be made once the team gets healthy again.
I was going to say that it seems like that's kind of the interesting thing to see how this season unfolds, is because you seem like a player like Poganski in recent weeks has really solidified himself in the lineup, wouldn't you say? And it looked like Trevor Olson, before he came down with his illness, seemed like he was on his way to solidifying himself up until that happened. So it's kind of going to be a really interesting battle who they put up front.
There's a lot of good competition right now. You don't want to play a bad game, because you'll probably be out the next game and there'll be someone else taking your spot.
Basketball, Idaho, both on the road, women at home, men on the road. What kind of a squad are we facing there, guys?
Well, on the men's side, and I'm sure Tom can touch on this as well, this is going to be a real challenge for the men. Eastern Washington got beat for their first game in conference play against Sacramento State on Saturday. They're going to be ornery. The other thing that kind of jacks them up against North Dakota is that North Dakota, the first 2 years in Big Sky play, went out to Cheney, Washington, and beat them both times. They've gotten 2 road wins in Cheney, and Eastern Washington certainly one of the teams that's going to be in the mix for a Big Sky title this year. Idaho has just come into the Big Sky. The last time North Dakota was out there playing Idaho and the Vandals was when we were making the D1 transition. And actually, we didn't play inside the Kibbe Dome, or what is known as the Cowan Spectrum, is where they play most of their games, but we played in the old War Memorial. The Vandals team comes from the WAC, and they've shown some early season progress and some pretty good play, so that should be an interesting matchup for the men. A really big challenge to try to get a road win. A split would be huge.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to make that road trip 0-2. Eastern Washington and Idaho are very strong. UND might get a little bit of a gift. Eastern Washington is Venky Joyce, who is one of the best big men in the Big Sky. Was banged up on Thursday, didn't play Saturday in their loss. So if he's out, that would really help UND's shot out there.
But basketball, how about the women at home?
Well, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, just another tough series. Cheney right now, Eastern Washington is looking to host that tournament too, and UND is going to hope to be in that spot as well, the challenge for that. And I believe they only get Eastern Washington once this year, so that matchup is going to be big to see who has a shot to host the Big Sky tournament.
And one of the local favorites, Jim Scanlon, brings his Bemidji State women's hockey team in here. They've had some great success in the first year under the former East Grand Forks coach and athletic director.
Great season for them so far. They might be the only team to beat Minnesota right now. I think the Gophers have one loss, and that was Jim Scanlon and Bemidji State. So I think a lot of people will be excited to see him back in town, and it's a big series for both teams. Both teams going for home ice.